Hello there, Barry here from BM Property Agents, and today's video is for property landlords mainly, and it's the 10 mistakes to avoid when renting your property. Now, as a landlord, there is a lot to think about, and it can be a complex business, and it's only natural to make some mistakes along the way, like it is with anything. But to avoid these 10 common mistakes will make your life so much easier. Let's jump on to the first one. Okay, so number one, failing to screen potential tenants. So if you're particularly a new landlord, there can be a sense of anxiety and a rush to fill your property with a tenant to pay the rent and cover that void kind of as soon as possible. However, the failing to properly screen or reference your tenants really can, in the long term, cause a multitude of logistical and financial problems. The screening should include the tenant's right to live in the UK. So you've got to, so if they require a visa, you've got to check all that out, look at the expiry date, and then follow up with that later down the line. But even if they're a UK-based tenant, you still need to get their passport or other documents if they haven't got a passport, i.e. like a driving licence and then a birth certificate would match to pass the right to rent check. So you need to do stuff like this. You want to check their annual income, make sure they can afford the property. And there's a working out that referencing agencies that estate agents use that will help us hit that criteria, but it would all be based around that overall monthly rental income to lead us to what they would need to earn. And obviously then finally a credit check. All tenants need to be credit checked, and for them to pass references, credit must be good, they must earn that minimum amount, and then finally a current landlord reference as well. So that would be the basics in which you need to do in terms of screening them. Now, even if you ask a agent to find you a tenant, the agent can come to you, tell you, you've done the references, all passed, tenant's this perfect person. You're still within your rights to interview the tenant. Whether you're giving it to the agent to manage or not, you can still meet the tenant, make sure you're comfortable with that person. Inexperienced or not, you get a feel for that person yourself. And if you have any questions or anything like that for the tenant that you want to know are answered, as little and as silly as you may feel they are, it's worth answering them for absolute peace of mind. The only thing you can't do here is discriminate against a tenant based on race, religion, sexual orientation, as well as other things. But if you want to look into that a bit deeper, feel free to comment on this. Feel free to give me a call in the office on 01702 596 027, and we will answer anything you've got. Still interested? Let's bounce on to mistake number 2 to avoid.